So welcome to Nutrition Series part number 3. So this is part number 3. Obviously there's part 1 and part 2 that I have previously done before this video. In video number 1 I talked about energy balance in terms of nutrition, so talked about what energy balance is, the real basics of trying to establish your own goal, and obviously being able to adhere to your energy balance designed towards your goal. In series 2, part 2, I talked about macronutrients and what they did for you, the purpose of them, just to give you a little bit more of an understanding of what makes up your energy balance throughout the day, and really just giving you, like I say, just some basic knowledge about what they are, what the purposes of them are, and also the calories per gram of those as well. And today is all about how to improve your habits. Now, it's not necessarily going to be a video that's going to be knowledgeable about nutrition. It's really going to be about just trying to improve your habits and try and make your nutrition a little bit easier for yourself. Now, me personally, when I work with my own clients, and also when I talk to T-Talk clients as well, is that I'm a big fan of trying to improve the habits that you do on a daily basis. If we're working on those things and we're working on the habits that we do on a daily basis, all those small little wins and all those small little details create big movements in terms of your nutrition and your goal. Obviously, if you do something once or twice and you're not really taking action on it, or you think about doing it and you don't really take action, it's not really going to get you very far. In terms of nutrition, it's one of those things that doesn't just come natural. You have to be able to work around what suits you. You have to be able to maybe make some sacrifices here and there, but working on something over a consistent period does help you. So I'm going to work on your habits today. I'm going to talk to you about changing your environment, making sure that your environment is good, to help improve your habits. I'm going to talk about some daily targets that you might want to consider that are obviously going to try and create that sort of small wins per day, the small wins per day that are going to help you over the long term, and also just preparation. So they're almost going in order in terms of importance. So I'll crack on. So environment, the first one. Obviously, to improve your habits, it's all well and good trying to do all of these things, but if your environment in terms of the place that you work, your house, where you're living at the minute, do you know what I mean, in terms of if your environment around your training and your nutrition isn't good, you're going to struggle to try and improve the other things. So I'm going to talk to you about 2 points in terms of your environment. I'll try and keep it nice and short, won't talk too much. I'll bore you if I talk too much. So I'm going to talk about the first one, and that's removing trigger foods, okay? So obviously, let's say for example you're at home at the minute and you go into your kitchen and you've got a bag of open crisps on the side, okay? And we all know that if something's open on the side there and you enjoy that type of food, it's an open bag, it's on the side, you walk in, it's there, 9 times out of 10 we go for those foods. And sometimes it can be to do with different reasons, but really you want to try and avoid those foods that you've got within your environment at the minute. So like I say, if you think about your kitchen, what you've got laid out, you might have something on the side here, and then you might have, I don't know, a bag of crisps or some chocolate or something on the side, maybe if it's for your kids, say for example. And like I say, just ask yourself how many times you have a little bit of a nibble of what's on the side. And we class those as trigger foods, so try and avoid those as best you possibly can. So whether it means giving them to the kids, giving them out to other people, just trying to get rid of them completely, so your environment there is changing, and you're improving your habits every time you walk into that kitchen, say for example. So that's point number 1. Point number 2 comes from when you've got all those foods out of the kitchen, is then when you then go shopping again, say for example, you're going to do a big shop or even a small shop, you try and avoid buying those foods in the first place so they're not there, if that makes sense. So try and buy smart. Make sure that you find some healthy substitutions. Obviously, you're developing your understanding of nutrition as we go along on these videos and talking to us guys as coaches. So just try and make some healthier substitutions, say for example, or just some better choices in terms of trying to avoid these trigger foods. Okay, so that's the environment, trying to change your environment. Today, on the second part, I'm going to talk about daily targets. So this is something that I'm quite a big fan of in terms of out of these 3, this is something that I try and focus on quite a lot. So obviously, like I say, referring back to the start, trying to improve your habits is you need to be able to do something over a consistent period, and having some daily targets, having some things that you're able to focus on every single day, help you then get closer towards your long-term goal. And there's 4 on here that are going to help you improve that. One of them's not nutrition based, but I'm going to talk to you about it to help you anyway. But the other 3 are really nutrition based, that are just really simple tasks that are going to help improve your nutrition, help you get results a little bit quicker, and also just to try and create that winning environment, making sure that you're improving your habits. So number 1 is calories. So referring back to video number 1 where we talked about your energy balance, trying to hit that daily target every single day of your calorie intake is really important. Obviously, if there's going to be hit and miss days, you're not really creating consistency and making it a habit if you're always up and down. So trying to hit your calories over a consistent period and making it a habit each day by using MyFitnessPal, say for example, you're going to get closer towards your goals using that. Okay. The next one I will probably look at is trying to hit protein intake. So obviously going back to video number 2 now, talking about your protein. You obviously know how important protein is. So trying to hit a protein target each day, I would try and recommend. So obviously us as coaches can help set your macronutrients, but I'm going to talk about setting your own macronutrients in video number 4. But this is quite important in terms of trying to hit a protein target. It's probably the most beneficial macronutrient out of the 3 for your results and how you're getting on with your diet. So yeah, try and hit a protein target each day, consistently over the week, 7 days a week. Just keep hitting it, keep creating that environment where you're hitting daily targets and improving your habits. Look at your protein intake, okay? Number 3, really simple task, and it could potentially even be at number 1. We have your water intake, okay? Again, it really depends on person to person what your water intake should be, but just trying to improve that as a daily habit is really simple to do. Some clients that I speak to really do struggle with water intake, and it's as simple as just having one of these at your desk, at home, at work, and just trying to get through it throughout the day. It's literally, it doesn't cost a lot. You can even obviously get tap water as well, and it's just something that is so simple and so easy to do. You just create that mentality where you're actually improving everything as a whole, and this plays a key to it, I find anyway. So yeah, water intake's key, guys. And then number 4 is obviously, like I say, it's not nutritional based, but it's something that you might want to consider, is trying to hit a daily step target, which for me, to improve your habits, you know, trying to hit a daily step target and feeling like the achievement of hitting that step target each day. Obviously steps burn calories, which referring back to the energy balance can help. Steps burn calories. You can take your dog for a walk, you can go out for a walk with the family, say for example, and you're burning calories, you're burning energy, and you're just hitting a daily target each day. Fitbits are good, Apple Watches are good, and other step trackers that we can set you targets for. And obviously, I find it's probably as easy as water. We're all able to get our steps in, and making sure that we're active is quite key. So that's daily targets. I've tried to cover all that as best I possibly can. And then we also have preparation. So once we've nailed this one, and then once we've nailed this one here in terms of daily targets, you can then start to look to plan ahead. So trying to improve your habits, your nutritional habits that is, and trying to be prepared for situations in advance. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about that. If you look out for Coach Jamie's videos on adherence, and also Tarek's videos on tracking your results, they will talk a little bit more in detail about that. But really just trying to plan ahead, so looking ahead in your diary, on your work schedule, on your rota, and just once you've got all these things, you can then start to plan your steps for the next day. You can end up planning your calories for a couple of days at work, trying to hit your protein intake, making sure you're going to get the foods in from Asda, Tesco's, from the shop. If you're planning ahead and you're actively thinking, right, okay, well I've got the next couple of days at work, I'm going to be quite busy, let's plan ahead, let's prepare. And then obviously you're not leaving yourself short, you're not leaving anything any stone unturned, because you're planning ahead for it and you're improving these habits, but also continuing them on as well, which is really key obviously. So that's that, number one. And then we have number two, avoid needless slip-ups. Now obviously that comes from planning ahead. So if you're planning ahead and you're making sure that all these things are factored in towards your week and your daily schedule, you've got to avoid needless slip-ups. So say for example, if you haven't got the foods in and all of a sudden you feel as if you have to buy a takeaway, you've planned ahead. You've got the food in, you planned ahead, you avoided needless slip-up. Okay? You know that you're going to have a busy day on Friday at work, say for example, you planned your calories, you planned your protein, you know you're going to get your steps in, you've got a bottle of water in your car, you're going to avoid a needless slip-up where you're going to go for easy foods, probably another takeaway maybe, or a meal deal, say for example, and you've got everything there planned, you've got it all planned out for you. And it's basically just trying to avoid those situations where your bad habits then slip out the way. So yeah, I think that's it. Try to cover as much as I possibly can. Again, hopefully you found this video quite useful. And like I say, it wasn't anything really sort of factual about nutrition. It's more something that's going to try and help you guys, and I'm a big fan of trying to improve your habits. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Keep a lookout for video number 4 that's coming up next. I'm going to be talking about setting your own macronutrients, and obviously trying to configure everything that we've spoken about and sort of mix it all into one, and make sure that you're good to go with your nutrition. So like I say, hope you enjoyed it. Keep out a look for number 4, and I will see you very soon. Smiley Cal. See you guys.